execute, resist, and shock. Hmm.
You might need to get restored. Like, get a blessing from a shrine to restore you.
Okay. That might be explain why I've been dying so quickly. Yeah.
Because, like, it's not showing up red because you're still in the positives.
Yeah.
Maybe. You can get a
Do you
blessing
want
here.
something from me?
I did a divine teleport. Right? There's a divine thingy somewhere.
I don't
Oop.
remember.
At a Alright. We'll go here. Alright.
Okay. So, what was next you wanted to talk about?
Uh. Okay. So, before I get off, before moving on to the next, where do I find the blessing thingy?
Oh, they're like little pillars that have like pictures on the
Ah.
side. Because it's like, yeah, those. You got to pay for it, though.
Yeah, I don't care. Uh.
I think it restores.
You're not afflicted with
Hmm.
a common disease.
I'd
Blight.
say check them all. Make sure.
Not poison. You're not poisoned.
Huh.
Marius is warding. Why not? So for some reason my endurance has gone down.
Don't know why.
Resist corpus disease.
Okay.
20% chance, duration of 48 minutes.
Hmm. Maybe try sleeping. Like actually going to a bed and sleeping.
Okay.
Come on. I haven't got all day to stand around and talk to you.
Neither do I, sir. Neither do I. I gotta find a bed. Didn't mean to pull my sword. Just totally dropped a whole bunch of people's dispositions on me. Okay,
There are healing altars. They're imperial cults. And restore attributes. Yep, it does. Uh, where are you right now?
I am in Aldrubnum.
Aldebrun?
Yes,
Go to the Mages Guild.
I am in the
There's a
Mages Guild.
there's a healing altar, which looks like a standard temple altar that you should be able to heal attributes at. Like it's like a stone block with like the cloth over it, like a dais kind of thing, or whatever it's called.
You seek information, Nord?
Okay, so I just gotta find it now.
What is this about?
Oh, there it is. In the room behind you that you just walked away from.
This?
What is
Yeah.
this regarding, Nord?
That thing.
Speak freely, friend.
There you go.
There we go.
Restore attributes. There you go. All right.
All right.
So like, I remember that being a thing. I just had to.
It's like, all right, bring back my fucking health back up like
Okay.
almost 20 points.
Okay.
Or my endurance up 20 points.
There.
Okay, so
That's all. What did you want to talk about?
just
You're lucky I had the thing up, and the top one is Alderun Mages Guild. And you're like, where are you? It's like in the Mages Guild in Alderun. I'm like, okay.
perfect. Um so with Elder Scrolls Online, there are basically the three factions.
Technically, most of them did not exist before that game.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
At least as much as I'm.
because I thought I know I swear I for Skyrim I read about the Ebonheart Pact
That might have just been like I'm
added
getting up right
in
now.
added in Skyrim.
Yeah. Or no, it might have been, what it was. in Morrowind.
Okay.
Pre-ESO.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just called the Ebonheart Pact because there's Ebonheart. And it's the idea of like that's where it was signed. But yeah, before Elder Scrolls Online, it did not exist.
Okay.
And honestly, it's probably one of the more illogical ones. Because like, why would the Argonians ally themselves with the Dumner?
Yeah, why would you ally yourself with the people that...
Are your slaves, and also why would Nords ever ally with elves?
Okay.
In a, just directly.
A sincere welcome to you. May you be forever
Like their whole thing is that they hate elves.
No, I looked up this quest, the whole the necromancer one. The I'm not a necromancer.
Oh yeah. Hey, what happened? What do you have to do if I do this?
Son of a bitch. I forgot to turn that off.
Like, what does that mean in this game?
Absolutely jack shit. I mean, I guess if I come across like a rune or whatever, like I have to clear it out. So like literally just walking else and it's like, hey, look, a tomb. It's like,
I could have spent the 5,000 one if I wanted.
yeah, that's the attribute one, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know what this means for this game, but okay.
Nope, I just forgot to switch those off.
Ah,
Okay. Says I have to, obviously I have to do it unseen because you're not allowed to steal from...
the
Of
mages.
course. What
May
may
you
I do for
find
you?
all that you seek, traveler.
You're like, hey, buddy, look at me. All right. Everyone is strategically looking away.
Son of a bitch.
Yet I do think he meant well.
Because the reward, because I looked it up, the reward is either Astral Ghost spell or Summon Skeletal Minion spell.
Huh.
So it's like, it's a spell that I probably wouldn't really use because I'm not...
Conjurer.
Can't...
You're like, all right, don't look at me, sneaking in heavy armor. But yeah, like, honestly, like the ESO stuff, like the packs and stuff, make very little sense for most of them. Like the only one that is the Aldmeri Dominion, 'cause that already existed.
Right.
And yeah, that's just the alliance between the Bosmer, Altmer, and the Khajiits. And it's more the Aldmeri Dominion just conquering them. It's not even really alliance kind of thing. Or at least in some of them. It's usually just they go in and conquer them.
You. It's you.
Oh, her? Yeah, moving around.
Damn it. You have been expelled from the Mages Guild.
It's like, all right, I'm going to try this. It's like,
Literally just
Kicked out.
Damn it. All right. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
What?
My stream restarted.
Oh, it did?
Yeah. I was like, why is Stream Elements putting it?
I mean, it did a while ago.
Yeah, like it did it 11 minutes ago.
Ah.
Which means that like the people that might have had me in the background lurking.
I was wondering why all of a sudden it's just me.
Yeah.
Do you
Motherfucker.
want to send out the thing again?
No, it's posted. The issue is the fact that why?
I think something might have happened with the connection, maybe.
Yeah.
Just right before it, from what I remember, what had happened is that like it kind of lagged for a second. So Twitch might have messed up, or maybe your internet or something.
No, it's the fucking person staying with us.
Ooh.
We have a person staying with us named Brittany, who cannot sleep without listening to music, and listens to it on their phone.
Ah.
Which my guess is that their phone is connected to the internet.
Well, yeah.
So, all right, I'm gonna. That's it.
All right. So we at least got one more person here now.
Yeah. Bitch.
Yeah, like the stream restarted for some reason. We do not know why.
I have theories. So. Okay.
But yeah, like ESO lore is kind of weird because
It kind
it-
of contradicts
it's
a lot of the
canon,
logic.
but it's very like needlessly additive.
Okay, I'm kind of interested in.
Where it's like the main ally to you is Meridia in that, where it's like it makes sense that she'd be against Moloch Ball, but it's like honestly Meridia is like one of the worst Tetra.
Right.
Like it's that whole idea where it's like the only reason she hates undead is because they're not pure.
Right.
So that's like, oh, it's like, oh, she hates undead, so she must be good. Be like, no. For her, it's the whole thing of like worship me or die kind of thing.
I have a moment. What is it?
Right.
I mean, she supported the Iliad elves against the people of Cyrodiil. So yeah. Like there are like most
Why
like
walk when
all
you
the
can run?
Daedra are good and bad. That's their thing. But even the Divines are good and bad. Because like there's all the different aspects that they're called from each of like the races. 'Cause, like
Carter, this game
Oh, yeah,
has not
yeah.
aged well. No.
very old, like old RPG where it's like clearly pen and paper rolling in the background. And graphics, yeah, well, because it's a game from like 2004, whenever I think. Let's see.
Yeah.
But yeah,
2000
like
Yeah.
2002.
Oof.
So yeah, But you gotta remember, this is like one of the first games that was an open world like this.
Right. Well,
And
with
honestly,
this,
Daggerfall was even more so.
but it was
It is still, other than Minecraft, which is kind of cheating, the biggest game world ever. Because it was the actual size of England.
I remember that fact.
But it's also slightly procedurally generated in the sense like random dungeons will be, but traveling takes time. Like appropriate world time.
Okay.
But other than that, it's just empty space
All right.
between towns, kind of thing.
Tomb.
Yep. Okay, I don't know if I broke your chain of thought for what you were planning on talking about, but
A little bit. Yep. I will try to remember. Oh, that was a vampire.
then be careful.
Yeah. How is this like
Vampirism, I believe, is an uncommon disease.
Okay, you first. You next.
And it's any attack, just like how it is in the other games, where it's like any attack can affect you.
Okay. Hit earn.
And unlike in other games, Morrowind has different bloodlines you can join, kind of.
Yeah, okay. That right there. That's a point of topic.
There is a generic one, and I forget what they're called. Like I remember what they're called, but I want to make sure I get it right. Look it up real quick. Because like like there's vampire lords in Skyrim, and then like there's books about them describing like the Skyrim vampires are supposed to be able to swim through ice, kind of thing, and pull people under. Which of course they didn't implement.
Right, because that would have been.
Yeah.
It's like this is
And
supposed to be an RPG game, right? Yeah. This idea is terrifying.
A little, yeah. And then like there's the Cyrodiil vampires where like when they're fully fed they can go out in the sunlight. In this one you cannot. You not.
So you have to avoid traveling.
During the day, yes. Also in Morrowind, all but one faction will not talk to you. At all. Also in technically there's another group of vampires in Morrowind, the Ash vampires, which is what they got gold. But it's like they're vampires, quotes. All right, here. The Unday, the Berne, and the Quara bloodlines, and it's the three classes, fighter, thief, mage, and their bloodlines actually give you unique bonuses. Like there's the standard ones where it's like increased strength, speed, like stuff like that. Like the Unday are the vampire mages, and they will give you enhanced like mage skills. I'm not like sure exactly like how much they do, but vampires. But yeah, like Morrowind being a vampire actually causes sun damage. Like in the other ones, it's not just a debuff, but like you actually take damage and you cannot heal other than healing yourself from draining people. Trying to find the list of the effects that each bloodline gives you.
There you go, Andy. I cleared out a thing for you.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
And it actually was somewhat thematic because it was filled with undead.
Yeah. Okay.
Travel back real quick to here. Stop pulling out the sword, you dink.
You'll only find a perfect fit here. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah, like the Bernay clan, the thieves. Like their standard vampire stuff, but then they also get an additional plus to agility and sneak, armored, hand to hand, stuff like that.
Huh.
Like they all get like the standard template for vampires, and then because like there's generic ones that are not members of the bloodline, and then there's also ones that are, which is how you get them. Which is funny because you have to go in, deliberately get infected, and then leave without killing them. Because there are some that you can do quests for if you're a member of their bloodline, which is usually go out and kill other vampires.
Basically, cull
Yeah, like there's too many
everyone else.
of our bloodline vampires. Go kill them. You know, standard vampire bullshit politics.
Like, this group is attracting too much attention. Please remove them.
It's the idea of like vampires are apex predators. One apex predator does not want another around.
True. My pants have somehow come off.
Okay. I mean, you're wearing armor, so it's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, like, ash vampires are not technically vampires in the sense. They're just kind of called that. Because, like, you can't catch it from them. They're just very powerful ash creatures that ally themselves with Dagathor.
Okay.
But, like, that's what Dagathor is. Like, he's an ash vampire now. And, you know, like, you'll meet other ones. Like, they're just very tall and thin. Like, oh, like, yeah, I remember. I'm a mod now, so I can actually post pictures for people.
Yeah, you should be able to post links now.
All right. Yeah, like.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. That, for some reason, it did not copy it properly. That is a link to the video that I posted.
That you posted in the one.
Yeah. Yeah. I post, people aren't aware, on our personal Discord, I post a video telling everyone else when me and Lewis are streaming, which is usually meme videos about Morrowind. The joke this week was it was a meme video about New Vegas. But yeah, the picture is what ash vampires look like. They're Dumner with 3 eyes, like that are very tall and thin. Basically, just what Dagathor looks like without his mask.
Outlander, what do you want?
Yeah, like being a vampire in Morrowind is, on the whole, a negative. Because, like, you can't do quests other than for the Telvanni. And from what I've heard, that is a error that wasn't supposed to be there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was supposed to be that, like, they're negative for everyone. But it's like, oh, they're positive for the Telvanni. So people are like, oh, because the Telvanni don't give a shit.
Well,
I don't know if I like
So
this.
if it's thematically, it's like, yeah, of course they wouldn't. They're, like, very powerful mages. Why would they give a shit about someone being a vampire? Probably one of them might be.
Right.
Go ahead.
Which is funny because being a vampire and then getting cured is one of the best. Is the only way you can get a vampire artifact that lets you kill vampires better. Yeah, like there's a vampire quest to go and slay a vampire slayer who has very good equipment on him.
Huh.
Where would you like to go?
It's for the Undead clan. It's basically she's telling like one of her ancestors ended up being a vampire slayer and is actually very good at it. And there's a reason.
I'm listening.
Must say,
Before I forget. Attribute restore.
Oh yeah, you forgot to do that before because of the
Yeah.
death.
Barter. Do you buy armor perchance? Yes, you do. Wow.
What?
The orc cuirass.
Oh yeah,
Like, okay.
like prices are appropriately high for stuff. Like like I've told you, in the original stuff, orc weapons and armor were on par with ebony.
Okay, let's see if we can find some
Healing,
healing spells. Scrolls.
even scrolls would be helpful. Oh, there you go.
Five of them.
Scroll of healing.
Yeah, scroll of baleful suffering.
Oh,
Blind,
God.
burden, demoralize, disintegrate.
On target, I hope.
Yes, all on target.
Okay. Yeah, shield ring. You know, doesn't work the same way you think magic items would.
Right.
That's why, I honestly prefer the Oblivion style for making magic items rather than
Where
this.
it's just an automatic,
Just like it's a thing that's added to you.
not you have to activate it.
Yeah, which I wish they would have kept the option to make magic items like that because that would be kind of cool. Because then you could play artificers.
Yeah.
Be like, all my spells come from magic items that I wear. That's it. And like that would be neat. And that's like something that, like, it's something they took away that, like, while it makes sense, took away from things you could do. Because like, if you have high enchanting in Morrowind, magic items recharge themselves even when they're just sitting in your inventory. So it's the idea of like if you make enough magic items to have like a good number of uses of stuff, like you can just alternate between them.
Yeah, let's go with some different stuff. Okay. Those back on.
Do you have something to say,
Alright,
Outlander?
how does enchant? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very like Oblivion style still. Like
But-
honestly, it
but
it
it's-
changed very.
But it's still
item-
activated, right?
You choose because each item has a certain limit. It can be enchanted as well. Like, see, the enchantment is 1 of 20. Like, that's how much points can be put into it for enchanting wise. And if you do not have a powerful enough soul, you cannot do constant effects.
Okay.
And also, constant effects are very demanding on the item. So only a few can actually take it.
Okay, so like if I'm gonna do enchanting, I need to be an
Get good at
enchanter. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's not something you just like, oh, I'm gonna, like in a Skyrim where it's like, I'm just gonna kind of passively,
Outlander.
like for warriors, it's good for
Outlander.
enchanting their
What
magic
do you
weapons.
want?
That's it. Recharging their magic
Watch
weapons and
yourself.
stuff. and like utility items.
Okay.
But like enchanting is like one of those skills you don't half-ass in this
Share
game.
your thoughts, friend. I enjoy the company.
Try it in.
Like every point of enchanting will increase your recharge rate
An
for
adventurer,
weapons and stuff
Right.
by a little bit.
Not to mention it'll help for when I go to level up. It's like, hey, your intelligence can be leveled up so much. Which will
Yeah.
help.
Well, that's the trick for power leveling in these games. What you do is you major and minor skills that you will never use by accident, and then train like all the skills you want to use to get the +5. You know what I mean? Like train 5 levels in alchemy to get intelligence. Train 5 levels in heavy armor to get it, endurance. Kind of, every time you level up. So it's basically make sure that there's a non-class skill that gives you each ability point.
Okay.
That's only for like power leveling, so
Right.
like you're perfect.
Okay. You have health potions, don't you? Because you trained me in alchemy, so you should have health potions. Health potions are important to me. One.
If you leave and go back, they restock. Just so you're aware.
Oh, like as in leave the building and come back?
No. Exit the barter menu and reactivate it. At least from what I've seen lately, they might have got rid of that in like the open MO. Urban whatever. Like you can check. And it's the same positions.
Oh, that was a fortified health potion.
Oh.
They restock the item that I buy, but not
Within limits. Ones that are not displayed around.
Yeah. Diamond. It's like,
Yeah, it's not a gem to sell for money. It's an alchemy thing. Even ebony is an alchemy ingredient.
all right.
That's why like there's a web comic where it's like alchemy and Morrowind. It's like cheese wedge plus partial cheese wheel, puts them together and it's like potion to resist fire. It's like they both have the same effects because they're the same cheese. So using them in alchemy, you basically just melt down the cheese. Ah, here we go.
Well,
Vampire
what
Hunter.
have we here?
Everyone.
So I was
Interesting.
trying to remember. And he carries a mace called the Light of Day. Let's see. On strike, 100 points of drained magicka, 4 to 20 points of fire damage. Resists 30% of magicka on self for 5 seconds. Shield 20 points for on self for 5 seconds. So not only is it killing your enemy, it's helping you. And then he also has the Dark Sun Shield, which is a constant effect. Drain magic 100 points, which, if you're playing a warrior, it's not the most important thing. Night Eye 10 points. Reflect, I think just magicka in general. Yep, reflect spell 20% chance, and restore fatigue constant 10 points. Which is basically every second, which for a warrior is very good because everything takes fatigue in this game, other than casting spells, I believe. Like even walking around does. So a way to heal your fatigue passively is very helpful.
Welcome, friend. The day is yours. What shall we talk about?
So I need a really good soul to make a item into a constant
Uh,
effect.
do you want, Outlander?
Yes. And that's like Grand Soul Gem only kind of thing.
So I have one of those. Or sorry, that's a greater soul gem. Never mind.
Yeah, they're like gold discs. Each of the gems looks different.
All right.
Yeah, it's a serious, like, you will find better magic items than you'll ever be able to make, Lewis. Just so you know.
Okay.
It's not like Skyrim where the magic weapons are actually kind of garbage. Like the equipment you get from quests and stuff, or like find as relics, will always be better. Which I actually prefer, because like these are supposed to be ancient relics.
Ah.
Like there's the the dragon bone cuirass, which gives you immunity to fire. Just straight up immunity to fire.
Random person.
Which, like, on a Nord warrior is great. It's like you're immune to frost and resistant to electricity already. So immunity to fire on top of that is even better.
I need an escort to the Ghost Gate Shrine. Give you a tip.
If you want to.
So, Ghost Gate Shrine would be literally at the Ghost Gate, right?
Let me check real quick. Ghost Gate Shrine. What's her name?
Beatrix Petilia.
VI. Okay.
Yeah, Viatrix. Is there?
The quest is called The Annoying Pilgrim.
I'm gonna guess she's gonna be annoying the entire time I travel with her.
Escort to the Shrine of Pride, just inside the Ghost Fence, north of Ghost Gate. So you actually have to go inside with her.
Okay. Alright. Alright. Does that mean that she'll be attacked while we're moving, or is...
I don't.
You don't know?
It's hard to tell.
Okay. It's one of those things where it's like, just want to know.
Quest notes: if you kill her after completing the quest, it's like, I wonder why they added that.
It's like, what are you doing? I'm healing, woman. You want me to bring you somewhere? Let me get back up to full. Or sort of back up to full.
There are multiple places in this quest description that describe her as annoying.
Oh, goody.
Trying to find a map of where exactly it is. See how far into it you have to go.
Like,
The Shrine of Pride is located up the hill immediately to the right after you cross the gate system. So it's like right near the entrance
okay.
after you get into it. But you still have to go through the gate to get inside of it.
Yep.
So
Alright.
it's she's not going to give you much for doing this quest.
So less than 100.
It's 100.
Okay.
It's like okay. So what was the next idea you were thinking about?
That easy.
And yeah, she is being attacked.
Give
I can clearly see that now.
in.
Of course, you've led me to a place with the annoying rat bird thingies.
This is pointless. You won't escape me that easily. You're not even trying. You won't escape me that easily.
Like, you have to jump to hit them.
That's because I'm on a fucking hill.
Incline, yeah.
Alright,
Also, if anyone else watching, if you're not passively watching, like Lewis was talking about earlier, have any questions, you can just text them. I'll try to answer them if I can.
Yep.
Or an idea you want to hear me just talk about. It doesn't even have to be a question. Be like, I want to know about this. Or like, what's this like? Like, there's some weird stuff in Elder Scrolls lore.
What? I know, like, you tend to have more of a... We were talking about the term for it, but, your knowledge is more based off of,
Oh, the metaphysical stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I don't know the lore of stuff, mostly, or like, historical lore for the games. I'm like, I know more about the background stuff that's not really talked about. Because it was written by a nearly crazy person. Which is Michael Kirkbride, who has admitted that he wrote a good portion of
the lore on acid.
the lore,
Right, acid.
well, just generally on drugs.
Okay. Wasn't a specific drug, it was just drugs.
Not that, as far as I'm aware.
It's like, I wrote this while on drugs. What drugs? Drugs.
It's basically like, I don't know if you've ever read it. I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. It was written by Harlan Ellison in a single weekend. While he was high. And, all the books about Stephen King. Like, Stephen King doesn't even remember writing Cujo.
Really?
Yes. He has no memory of writing it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's how bad it was for him.
Okay, you said it's just to the right?
Like a little bit forward. It's like a little group of buildings.
Okay.
Like like mostly stick straight forward and a little bit to the right.
You're not even trying.
But yeah, like the blight storms in here will not give you blight disease. That was a planned thing. That was never implemented. It's basically like one of those shrines that you got healed at before.
Okay.
Like the saint shrines. Like, it's got the picture on them.
Okay.
Each of them is meant to represent a saint. Is she attacking you?
No, I think she's glitched. Oh, no, the storm.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Which is one thing I wish they would have kept for other games where you react to weather and event. There you go. Alright, now you just leave her. You can kill her if you want.
No. Let's get this over with.
Right,
No,
there
why are
you
you
go.
attacking me? There's fresh prey right there.
I'm like, go kill her. She's easy to kill. I'm the worst person to attack right now. That's like one thing I also wish they kind of solved. Of like, I hate games that prioritize the player character. Like, I've played Skyrim at least, in like where I'm like, I'll summon a bunch of things, and I will immediately be the one who's getting attacked, even though I've done nothing to them. Which makes sense. Like, if you see someone summoning a bunch of creatures, you want to kill them too.
Right, because, like, if I kill them, the summon ends.
Usually. But it's like, yeah, it's like, I'm not the one who's attacking you right now. Focus on the person attacking you. It's like they know if they kill me, I have to start over, kind of thing. Which
Right.
is very is
The
it's
one
kind of like
game breaking
I
thing where it's like
I'm like I like aggro stuff where it's like
What is
they
this
will
about?
deliberately
target
be like,
whoever's
yeah, be like who's aggressive to them right now.
Yes, Outlander.
Like with me and Adam playing Grim Dawn, one of my necromancer guy, of course, can summon a blight golem, which is like a big like flesh golem thing.
I know when I play with Steve, I play a necromancer,
Oh yeah,
so I know the
and
class.
and two of its abilities are it pulls more aggro,
Where would you like
which
to
is
go?
great for a summoner.
Yeah, no, it's hilarious. With that, I actually have a bunch of items that give me bonuses to where it's like I can summon like 8 skeletons.
Oh yeah,
It's just like it's like I walk in, don't even do anything.
like honestly, like once Last Epoch gets multiplayer, Lewis, I would recommend it.
Last AFOC.
Yep, it's like Grim Dawn and Poe,
Okay.
but it's got like Chrono Trigger stuff, where it's like time travel. Like you
That's why
basically
I
play
stopped. I'm like, I literally stopped in game because I'm like, what type of Chrono Trigger stuff?
like you play the same map over in different times, which is kind of
Not
neat.
a lot of pretty ladies around here.
And yeah,
So
okay,
what
I'll
do you
stop.
want?
I'll talk about this later with
Sir,
you.
sir, you're in the middle of fucking nowhere. Of course, there's not a bunch of pretty ladies.
Oh, it gets worse. Like, you haven't encountered any of the naked Nords, have you?
Oh, what now?
Naked Nords. So you're in Varnfeld. It's very hot,
Oh, yeah.
and you're a Nord. You come from where it's ice.
Yeah. It's like one of those things where it's like, a Nord seeing me would be like, why?
But yeah, mostly the joke is every time you encounter one, it's someone who's been tricked or cursed. But then in the Tribunal DLC, there's literally one in Mournhold who's just like, "Leave me alone. It's hot here. Go away." Because he's like naked in the middle of the town, and he's like, "Hey, is there something wrong with you? Are you okay?" And he's like, "What? Can't a person just like it's hot?" Because like all the other ones are like, "A witch tricked me and paralyzed me and stole my clothes."
Which makes me wonder if that's actually what happened to them, or if they're just like,
Oh no, it is because you have to go find their stuff.
oh, okay.
Like I think there's like 2 or 3. Because I know that's why they added the one in the DLC.
Just so that way they could be like, yeah, it's not always the
Yeah,
case.
it's under running gags. Oh, 2. Wait, that's an ESO. But yeah, it's one like once again, it's like one of those running joke things for the Elder Scrolls that seems to kind of stick around. Like Majit, I cannot pronounce his name.
The one Khajiit that is always in the games.
Yeah, Maik,
Mike, yeah.
who's like, it's the idea of like, it could be a family of people, Khajiits that are all called the same thing, or it could be the same one. And it's the idea that he knows that he's in a game, which is technically what your player knows as well.
Uh,
And like they'll make comments about stuff like that.
that's actually something that so Viva La Dirt League,
Mm-hmm.
they have their own D&D game,
Yeah.
and the one guy plays the sorcerer Barradoon, who apparently knows that they're in a video game.
Oh yeah.
So it's like he'll say something and they're like, "What?" Like the dungeon master's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Oh, right, because that doesn't exist in the video game. And the way he says it is he covers his mouth when he says video game. So it's just one of those things where it's like, that's funny. Also, the fact that they made they basically turned the blacksmith Bodger into,
Oh yeah, like the most powerful character.
well, he's a frenzied a frenzy barbarian, and unfortunately, he also picked up a berserker axe,
Okay.
which, if he gets hit, he has to make a will save or go into a berserk, which, at least in that version, it's like he attacks the enemy first. Afterwards, he must then attack the next nearest living thing.
Mm.
Hey. Another one. You wouldn't by chance be heading towards. Sure, I can do you a favor.
Alderun.
Take these weapons to... He's supposed to meet me here. I suppose I must have missed him. If you're willing to deliver his rat in the pot. Grateful. I figure I could throw 100 septons your way. I ask you, swear an oath to Zenithar.
Like,
Who? Who is Zenithar?
oh. One of the 9 divines. Or 8 divines.
Oh,
The god of craftsmen.
yeah. Duh. We covered this before.
Yeah.
It's one of the ones I don't ever remember.
Yeah.
Steel short sword, silver flame blade, steel staff, silver war axe. Well, let's see if this brings us to where we need to go. Nope, but we can strip a ride to it and drop it off.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure you're not going to play the quest that has you doing it. And the other one is a main quest. Like, that is technically not part of a quest. But you can meet two of the divines in this game.
Oh yeah, you had mentioned that before, but I don't think I ever asked what ones they were.
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
Except for Mara. Because that's the one that
I'm not gonna
is
do.
it's part of the Imperial Cult faction quests.
Okay. Now I need to find the rat in the pot.
Like, you unknowingly talk to you go and rescue a woman who they're like that we're pretty sure that might have been the aspect of Mara. And you're like, oh, okay, because she gives you an item that is an artifact of Mara.
Yak Grow Skander. That's interesting.
What do you want, Masera?
Hey, what do I want? Nothing. I'm trying to find a...
And the other one you encounter, who only spawns at a certain, towards the end game of the main quest, who after it's completed disappears. So when you're getting ready to do the final battle, I'm gonna be like, go this way, go here, talk to them, because it's never stated clearly that that's the it's just a random NPC that you can end up talking to at the right time. But it's like in a place where you would logically kind of go to do the final battle. Like, he's in the Ghost Gate area. In like the guard tower area there. At the entrance.
What do you ask of me? You wish to speak?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
But yeah, I keep
Sir.
getting you distracted, I think. So what were you going to talk about?
Okay. I think the issue, like for me, with because I really only have, really was gonna ask about like the rest of the rate. Well, I guess we could talk about the Altmer. Um, they obviously they're all about magic and being better.
It's yeah.
Do they have any weird societal stuff?
There's a proven, I believe, proven to be false idea for the race because most people don't know actually that like only 1 in 10 Aldmer babies lives. The others are killed because they are not good enough.
Oh.
But I believe that has been proven to be false and just like propaganda.
Oh, okay.
Like the idea like oh, they're so perfect that this is what they do. It's like, but it might be true. I type in Altmer baby and it's like the next word is killing.
Why walk when you can ride?
It's so bad. That's the autofill.
Yeah, it's printed in the Pocket Guide to the Empire, and people are saying it's like that book is basically propaganda.
Oh,
So it's like
imperial
it's a thing
propaganda.
written in the it's like it's a book written in the world of Elder Scrolls that is just propaganda.
So and it's got like a whole bunch of stuff that like it's like this
It's like,
race
oh, this
does.
race does this.
It's like
the Empire is better. Yeah, stuff like that. Where it's like just the idea of like spitting falsehoods to make themselves look better. It's like, first off, the Empire's first action as like the current Empire was to use a giant robot to conquer the other nations.
yeah, so it's like
And the Elysian Empire, while it was kind of earned against the Iliad, Perennial Whitestrake was described as a walking nuclear weapon
oh,
whose rage was so powerful it took all 8 Divines to stop him. Like, there is a song written about it that someone's made that basically describes like mass genocide of Iliad elves. Like it was so well. It's also that they killed his lover, and this is his berserk rage. And it was described that he nearly wiped out the Khajiit because they had pointed ears. And he would have. The only thing that saved him was Azura saved a bunch of them. Like, hid them away. That's the only reason they survived. They're like, hey, we're not elves just because we have pointed ears. And he's like, I don't care.
got pointed ears.
Yep, that's it.
Like, oh, dude.
And he's considered to be the saint, like, avatar of the Elysian Empire kind of thing, where it's like he's supposed to be the physical embodiment of the ruby amulet that the Empire has. I forget, the Amulet of Kings, which is said to have the blood of Akatosh in it.
Huh.
Yeah, so it's like, it's like there's good and bad stuff in every crew. Like, the Empire is not the best, but the Eldmeri Dominion's not great either.
No, I've seen that discussion where it's like, uh, through TikTok where it's like who's better, and it's like basically like which factions in different games is better.
Oh yeah.
And it's one of those things where like one of the guys is like super big on when it comes to Skyrim. It's like the Nords. Like it's like the Stormcloaks are the ones that are right, not the Empire, and it's like
I would say the Stormcloaks are more right than the Empire.
right because
Enough to make it a difference. And
yeah,
that's it.
that's pretty much what his thing. It's like there's not a major difference, but there is enough, and that is all that matters.
The only reason I usually don't side with the Stormcloaks is because it is believed that Ulfric is a Manchurian candidate style spy for the Eldmeri Dominion.
Ah,
He has a child with Eleanor, the Thalmor leader station in Skyrim.
that 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 I didn't know. That is nuts.
That's because that's Coda.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's canon enough to be talked about, but it is not canon to the franchise of Elder Scrolls. But it is talked about in one of the notes that is a chance that happened. And they refer in the documents that you find for it, they refer to Ulfric in like kind of like a vague way where it seems like that. Where like they tricked him into thinking a certain way and then kind of let him go. Stuff like that. Where it's like background elements that a normal person playing would not potentially pick up on. Like even I didn't. Like I had to read about it like later. I'm like, oh yeah, makes sense. Because the Aldmeri Dominion do not want the war to end. They want it to last as long as possible. Because it'll weaken both sides and make it easier for them to steamroll in. And the only reason that does not happen is because of the Dragonborn. And honestly, for Skyrim at least, I believe the Dragonborn is the best option for both sides. Where he just basically is like, yeah, I'm a Dragonborn and have dragon blood in me. I'm the new Emperor. And he slayed the previous Emperor, technically, or can. And that is honestly how some of the empires from the old ways got to be Emperor. That's how Titus Mead's father did. At least I believe so. It's the idea of like that's how they will do it. Like that's how I believe they did in Rome too. So
Yep.
it's like
Because that's how I believe it's Brutus took over after Caesar.
Yeah, it's like I'm the general. People will follow me. I'll kill the emperor, and I'll become the new emperor. That's it's the idea of like through the Dark Brotherhood, you were the one who kills the Emperor Titus Mead, which is said to be that the idea is like he did it to himself. Like he performed the Black Sacrament for himself because he knew it's like he could not stand against the Aldmeri Dominion. But him being a martyr would work better for the Empire.
I found a corpse.
Yep. Do not wear that armor because at least wearing the helmet around Ordinators will cause them to attack you. Because you're not an Ordinator.
So, what you're telling me
Sell
is
it.
I should... Okay.
Just sell it. Yes. And technically, that is your old face. The helmet, the Idra helmet.
Yeah.
That is the face of the Nerevar. Because he's Indorel Nerevar. So all the Ordinators technically wear the face of the Nerevar.
Kogarun. Just see a ghost over there, so
Yeah.
we're just gonna go this way.
I believe this place is where you can get into the Ghost Gate from.
Oh, the other.
Mm-hmm. Because I named my first LARP character after this place, so I think that's why. So it's kind of like an important place. Let me double check.
Yeah, Kogorun. I'm just gonna head in a different direction.
It is the primary base of the 6th house outside of the ghost fence,
Neat.
with connections inside the ghost fence just east of. Yep, it is one of the ways to get inside the ghost fence, other than the main entrance. And that's why I named my LARP orc after it. So I was like, that sounds like a good orc name.
There are a lot of those Kwama places.
Oh, the mines? Yeah, well, yeah, it's one of their main sources of food. At least until the Ash Mountain erupts. Then it just becomes ash yams and I don't even think they have rice in Solstheim. Like all they usually have is ash yams. Which makes sense. Like if a volcano erupts, like most, it's gonna prevent some stuff from growing again.
Let's hear it.
But normally, like volcanoes are good for the environment in ways. But it's like the idea of like Red Mountain technically erupted and has not stopped erupted for 200 years.
That's
why I went.
fucking nuts.
Yeah, so it's like a sporadic volcanoes, like how they have in Hawaii, are good for the surrounding areas because sulfur is actually very good for plants.
How may I help you, Nord?
All right, so what are you doing now? Like, what are you trying to do?
I felt like doing this Beauty and the Beast thing where I have to go to Telharun.
Elorun, which I believe the tell places are, I believe, Telvanni places. Yep, it's a Telvanni wizard house, so it's a giant mushroom.
Just trying to remember.
Wow, this place was constructed in the Merethic era.
Which is
Merethic, the Age of Elves, or the Age of Myths. Basically, it's like thousands of years ago. So it's a Telvanni tower that's like stood for thousands of years. Yeah, it's like the Merethic era is basically prehistory. And it's the Merethic era because it's Age of Elf. It's basically when the elves ruled countries, like the Iliad, the Snow Elves, the Dwemer.
Come, I like you.
And the first era is when the first empire comes around. With the like the Elysian Empire.
okay. Okay, so I just gotta do quests for the Fighters Guild. I feel like am I in like a tower?
Oh, no. The first era is the founding of the Cameron Dynasty, which is the Empire of Valenwood.
Huh.
And Cameron, if you play Oblivion, is kind of a very important name. Because Mankar Cameron, who's the one behind the Mythic Dawn, who wants to use Mehrunes Dagon to conquer Tamriel.
Okay.
It's like in that, like when we play it, he talks about it where it's like Tamriel is just the realm of oblivion. He's like, yes, he is correct, and it is. It's like, yes, it is. It is Lord Kane's realm of oblivion. Because each of the realms, the Daedric realms, are technically a planet
Yeah.
that exists around Tamriel, and are ego style the Daedra themselves, are the actual embodiment of the Daedra. The thing you see that when you interact with them is just a projection of them. Once again, ego from Guardians of the Galaxy. But also the 8 divines have a planet as well. They cannot normally manifest the same way other Daedra do, because they are a bit weaker, because they gave most of their power to keeping the world existing. Like, they made the 8 towers that basically bind the world together. Are you there?
Yeah. Nope. I'm just thinking.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
Sorry.
like long pauses are not
Yeah.
good for not in person talking.
Right. You cast spells. You die first.
Actually, probably the best option might have been to attack the ones that run up to you first.
You have the bigger weapon. You go down first. But
I mean, you're fighting people in commoner clothing,
true.
and you're like in partial Dwemer armor.
Yeah. Partial Imperial, partial Dwemer. I have a piece of Orcish armor on me. It's like,
Like, I'm the hero. Like, you're invading these people's land and killing them. Well, technically not. You know, these are bandits,
yeah.
but you know. Like, in this game, like, the Ashlanders are the outsiders, and people are like, oh, don't trust the Ashlanders, you know, they're primitive, you know, tribal, you know. And it's like, they're just the ones who still worship Daedra. They're the 3 Daedra. That's it. They don't believe in the tribunal. And that's why they're outcasts.
They don't believe in the false ones.
Nope, the tribunal are real gods.
Right, but I mean,
It's just the idea that they see them for what they are, and you know, choose not to follow them. Which honestly, like, it basically be like, it's like, oh hey, there's God. I'm not gonna worship him. It's like, I got my own gods. It's like, I can respect that. It's like, go right ahead. But it's like, the whole idea for the tribunal was like, they're like, oh, we're just a better version of the Daedra, so worship us. And the Ashlanders like, no. So of course they'd brand them as outcasts.
it's like they refuse to worship us. They are outcasts. Like,
Yeah, they're the ones who are wrong, not us.
it's like, I don't know. It sounds pretty right. Now you're exiled too.
But it's like, yeah, it's the idea of like, people are just like, they don't know better. This is how things have been for thousands of years. It's like in the, I don't know if you've seen it, the Dark Crystal miniseries.
I've not. I've tried to watch it, but you know.
Distractions.
Well, no, I tried to watch it with Lily, and then I realized
Oh,
Wrong
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
thing to watch.
Well, I mean, I watched Dark Crystal when I was a kid,
Right.
and it's the idea of like the Gelflings are ruled by the Skeksis because they don't know any better. They don't know that they were once free people. Like any other people that didn't were gotten rid of. So it's like that's all they knew. And it's like once the Gelflings found out that that's not how it's supposed to be, that's when they started rebelling. Also, that in the Skeksis started killing them to gain immortality.
Which, Skeksis being greedy, overdid it.
Of course. Which not all Skeksis are bad, actually.
Huh.
There in comic books. There's a couple that are at least passively have morals, and in the miniseries, you do encounter one who's not bad.
Like, who legitimately wants to help people.
Yeah. In a way, like he's
Still kind of...
crazy.
Ah. The
Like
unfortunate, I'm a good
he has a
guy.
nail through his head, and he's called the Heretic.
Okay. Maybe not the fact that he's crazy, just more the fact that he has brain damage.
Yes. And he's actually one of my favorite characters from the miniseries because of just how interesting an idea his character is. I will not spoil it because I want you to watch it, and for other people to watch it as well if they are interested in Dark Crystal stuff.
Weird fatigue potion.